What's up everyone, welcome back to King Anime Review, and for this video I will be reviewing episode 181 of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. Now this was a fantastic episode and we had a lot of stuff going on. So firstly, we got the new opening 8, and it was some spoilers in there, but overall it was a fantastic opening. I mean, it was some spoilers for the anime onlys, but for the people who read the manga, obviously you was able to pick up on, some of those things. But anyways, yeah, the opening was cool. I might talk about that later on in the video, talk about that more in detail, but I don't want to spoil the anime onlys. But yeah, the opening was freaking great. I loved it. And then we got into the stuff with the Korra. The Korra had a meeting. The inners of Korra had a meeting. And everybody was there except Amato. All of the inners was there except Amato. And they was talking about how they lost the vessel and how the vessel is the most important thing to achieving their wishes as Korra, to basically achieving their goal. And yeah, everybody was like, whoever was the responsible, I mean, since it was a preventable, Jigen said it was a preventable human error, so that means everybody, the other Korra members was like, so that means whoever is responsible should get punished. But Victor was pretty much telling people to shut up and he was like pretty like kind of mad that they was suggesting that somebody should get punished, especially since that he could find the vessel, he could find it himself. But Kashi and Koji said, basically requested to be the one to go and retrieve the vessel, and Jigen allowed him to do that. And yeah, then they cut to basically they cut to Victor and Kashi and Koji, because Kashi and Koji was actually he was in the same location as Victor, and he was like, "Have you grown so senile that you couldn't even sense the bloodlust of an assassin?" And yeah, Victor didn't know he was there, but he was there before they even started the meeting, which is a genjutsu transmission. So he was there before they even started that little meeting that they was in, and he's basically talking crap about how he could have blown Kakashi and Koji's head off and stuff like that. Talking crap about Kashi and Koji, but he didn't know he was there at first. And then he tried to do something with that little scientific ninja tool bug, but Kashi and Koji stopped him. He pretty much threw a kunai at him and then burnt him. Just completely burnt his body with his natural flames. And yeah, it was pretty much exactly how it was in the manga, but obviously better because it's colored and more detailed and stuff like that and animated. But yeah, he burnt Victor's body, and he said that even Victor's regeneration won't be able to keep up with those flames. And then yeah, he pretty much just burnt down that whole place. And then we got an extra scene that wasn't in the manga. Once again, the anime added more details to the story from the manga, because in case you guys didn't know, I mean anime only, in case you didn't know, this whole episode was basically episode 16, but they added in, I mean basically chapter 16 of the manga, but they added in a lot of details and stuff. And one of the extra scenes that they added in was the scene where Deepa, basically Amato said that he was able to regenerate Deepa's brain or something like that, which is crazy. That is absolutely insane. Like, I think what they was implying there was Deepa actually literally died because Team 7 killed him with that super compression Rasengan. So he actually did die, but apparently Amato was able to find his brain and completely regenerate his brain to the point where he can talk. So essentially Deepa was a talking head without a body, and he was able to basically relay valuable information to Amato, and then Amato told that information to Jigen, and basically Deepa revealed that Victor was a part of what would happen. Victor was behind that whole scheme with the trying to basically create a new tree, a new divine tree, and he failed. But yeah, because of that, Jigen had told Amato, I mean he had told Kashi and Koji, Jigen had told Kashi and Koji to go kill Victor, because basically Deepa told Amato and Jigen what Victor had done. So yeah, that whole Korra section was freaking amazing. I love the new Korra OST that they got. that it sounds like it's man, it's a great OST. I like it. And yeah, that was the chorus section of the episode, the start of the episode, and then we got into the stuff with Naruto getting ready to face off against Boruto. Now they added in a couple scenes here as well for this, a couple of stuff that was in the manga. So it was basically Boruto was talking to Mitsuki in the locker room, and he was like, he's basically pretty happy that he's gonna get a chance to like kind of redeem himself and basically redeem his legacy, or something along those lines. Basically, redeem himself from the tuning exams because he's about to have a sparring match, and it's going to be people there. It's not going to be as many people as it was in the tuning exams, but it's basically he's still going to basically prove to his dad how much stronger he got and prove how much he changed since the tuning exams. Now, then we got Naruto. He was talking to Shikamaru, and he basically told Shikamaru he didn't tell Boruto about the scientific ninja tool that he's going to be using, the prosthetic arm, but he said Boruto's going to be more motivated since he didn't tell him. Now then, we got the sparring match, and the sparring match was great. It was a great sparring match. It looked like they added a couple of things that in there that wasn't in the manga. Like for instance, Boruto, he threw some lightning cloak kunai, and he basically it created like it kind of almost blinded Naruto, and yeah, so I believe that was an added scene that was in the manga. And yeah, we seen Boruto, he started off with a shadow clone jutsu to try to distract Naruto. Then he came up behind Naruto and tried to throw a Rasengan at him, but Naruto was able to absorb the Rasengan with his prosthetic arm, his prosthetic hand. And then they did a couple other things. Boruto, he tried to do like it looked like a Boruto stream but with the Rasengan, and Naruto was able to basically destroy his clone. And then he did the jutsus that he used in the manga, which was that new water style jutsu. Water style, I think he called it water style wave surge. But yeah, he did that jutsu. Plus, he added some lightning style to it. Lightning style arrow. Yeah, something lightning style arrow. I forgot the exact name of it. But yeah, he did the combination with the water style and lightning style just like he did in the manga. And it was really cool to see that. The lightning style jutsu looked slightly different than it. Like in the anime, it looked different than. I mean, the way he did it looked different from how it looked in the manga. Because in the manga, it looked like it looked like he literally threw an arrow in the manga, like a lightning style arrow. But in the anime, it looked like he just used some lightning style. But yeah, overall, I liked the sparring match. I think it was great, and I like the detail that they added into it with the basically Boruto talking to Team 7 in the locker room and stuff like that. I liked it that. So that was cool. And then we had like another scene that was from the manga, which was them Team 7 talking to Naruto and Shikamaru in the Hokage office. He was like, Boruto was basically like, yeah, I suspected that. He basically said, you used a scientific ninja tool, didn't you? And Naruto was like, how did you know? And Boruto was like, he basically expected that it was some ulterior motive that Naruto had to wanna spar with him. But Naruto was like, no, I actually did want to see how strong you are. How strong you were. That was the point. But he was like, he did speed up the process with the scientific ninja tool, because that was another one of his main reasons to sparring. But yeah, then Boruto was like, you lectured me about the scientific ninja tool, and then you turned around and used it yourself, and he was pretty mad about that. And then Sasuke came in and he was like, yeah, but it's not about like, the scientific ninja tools aren't inherently bad. It's about how you use it. So yeah, basically all of that stuff was said in the manga as well. So that was some cool stuff. And Naruto said that he had Sasuke searching, doing some research about the Korra. Sarada asked Sasuke when he get back to the village, and he said he had just got back a little bit earlier. And he said the Korra is like an organization within an organization. In other words, it's unclear how deep it go. But what he did say was the threats to the Shinobi world isn't like there's basically still threats out there. So yeah, and then at the end of the episode, we got the stuff with Konohamaru and Mujino searching the the airship that had crashed, and they didn't find anything in there besides a container, and nobody was in a container. So yeah, and then it was like a foot that appeared at the end of the episode. So yeah, overall, and basically we know some people sneaking up on Konohamaru and Mujino. Or actually, but you guys will find out in the next episode. But yeah, overall, this was a fantastic episode. It adapted chapter 16 of the manga, I believe. Yeah, it was a fantastic episode, and yeah, I just pretty much loved everything about this episode. And they added more details to stuff in the manga. They adapted the story from the manga, but added some more details, some extra scenes in there. And I thought it was a fantastic episode overall. Plus that new opening and the new ending was great, because we also got a new ending in the episode as well. And this was the first time that Kawaki appeared in a ending. So yeah, this was Kawaki's first time appearing in an ending, which I expected. He was looking at the Hidden Leaf Village. He basically was looking at the Hidden Leaf Village. But yeah, it was cool. I mean, I loved the episode. It was a great episode overall. In terms of story, 10 out of 10 in terms of story. Freaking fantastic. Like I said, basically adapted chapter 16, but added some extra scenes in there and added some more details. Fantastic. So yeah, 10 out of 10 in terms of story. Animation, I'm gonna give a 9.5 out of 10. It was some great animation, better than usual, especially with the fight scene between Boruto and Naruto. And the artwork, I'm gonna have to give the artwork a 8.5, because there was a couple of instances where certain things wasn't accurate. It was only mainly during like the locker room when Boruto was talking to Mitsuki in the locker room. There was a couple scenes that, like for example, Naruto's one of his whiskers was gone during the flashback scene to the tuning exams. I don't know if it. I'm pretty sure they probably redrew that. I don't know why they would redraw that instead of just adding the clip from the tuning exams. But yeah, it looked like it was a couple of, the artwork was off just a little bit, mainly during the locker room scene. The artwork was off just a little bit. But that's the only part of the episode where I noticed some artwork errors. But with the weekly anime, that's to be expected. So yeah, in terms of story, 10 out of 10. Animation 9.5, artwork 8.5. Overall, it was a fantastic, great episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. I'll give it a 10 out of 10 overall, because obviously the story is the most important part, and like I said, the animation was pretty like above average, like better than usual. So it was pretty great animation. And yeah, 10 out of 10 overall for the episode. Now, with the preview, obviously you got some more stuff happening with the car and stuff, and you see Ao and stuff like that. So yeah, for us manga readers, we know what to expect. Now I want to talk about the opening for a second. Now, so if you're anime only, you might want to click off, but the opening did spoil some things. So, for example, and by the way, in that OV, I mean, I said OVA. I meant to say in the PV that we got, the little PV trailer with Kawaki. In that PV, Kawaki's arm, like basically when he did his body modifications, it was like black and it had like a red glow to it. But in the opening, if you notice, like when he uses his body modifications, his arm is actually gray. So yeah, I think his arm is probably going to be gray when he does his body modifications. It's going to be gray. It looks like, and it's not going to look like how it looked in the PV. Probably, I don't know, but it might not look like how it looked in the PV, because in the opening they did like change the way his body modification looks. And honestly, I think it's better if they make it gray and take out the red outline, because that made it look like he has some type of lava ability with his arm, and his arm is not lava. So, but I understand why they wanted to change the color of it, because they got to make it very clear anytime he's using that body modification. So they want to change the color. But anyways, we saw Boruto fighting with Kawaki against Jigen in the opening, and that was fighting on a tree. Like it looked like they was fighting on like the basically kind of like that tree that Naruto and Sasuke fought Momoshiki on. Like they was fighting on a basically a cut off tree. And yeah, that Boruto and Kawaki was fighting Jigen in the opening. Now that's a spoiler. That's a spoiler for the anime onlys. But you know, that was a cool scene, fantastic. They also showed a little bit of Kawaki's backstory with his dad. They showed his dad there when his dad was basically his dad was abusing him and stuff like that when he was drinking and stuff. And yeah, and then his actual birth, like his actual father, sold him off to Jigen. They showed that. They basically showed a couple of clips of Kawaki's backstory. Um, the opening was fantastic. I like the music for it. That it was some. They also did like they had some scenes in there where you seen Boruto, like he was. It was actually from, I believe it was the same as it was. I mean, it was some scenes, some parallels from, what was it? Naruto opening 3, basically Bluebird. Yeah, it was opening 3 Bluebird, where it was like the scene where Sasuke and Naruto was both floating, but they was going in opposite directions. One of them was going basically floating down, the other one was floating up. And you got a parallel with that with Kawaki and Boruto both floating. They had their karma seals activated. Um, yeah, the opening was fantastic. Like I really liked the opening, and the ending was great too. It was showing Boruto started Miski. That was like in the downtown area of the Hidden Leaf Village, like skating towards the Kona. What's Kaminari Company? I believe that's what it's called. Dinky's dad's company. You seen that building in the background? So that was like skating. Well, Sarda, she actually had some skates on, like she was skating, and Boruto and Miski had a skateboard. So yeah, and Sarda had some roller skates. But yeah, that was a cool. And then you also seen Kawaki looking at the Hidden Leaf Village, which is basically foreshadowing something that will happen in the future. And since I said I already warned the anime onlys, but yeah, that's basically foreshadowing that Kawaki is coming to the Hidden Leaf Village, and it was his debut in the ending. And also, I forgot. It was either the ending or the opening, but I think it was the ending. No, actually, I think it was the opening where like Kawaki, his eyes was closing when he seen Jigen, and then his eyes opened super wide, and he seen like a bright light, and then it was Naruto. That's also foreshadowing that Kawaki will come to the village. So overall, the opening and ending was fantastic. I was just really happy to see a new opening and ending. It's been 9 months since we got a new opening, I believe. So yeah, this is the longest period of time that we've gone without getting a new opening. So it's great that we finally got that. And overall, I just loved the episode overall. Now with that being said, thank you guys for watching the video. If you liked it, please drop a like. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and click that channel notification bell to be notified on all of my future videos. And drop a comment, let me know what you thought of the episode and of my review in the comment section below. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.